The town of Itri, 170 meters above the sea level, lies between the mounts Aurunci and Ausoni, has a wide surface, and is mostly mountainous that, with Punta Cetarola, between Sperlonga and Gaeta, reaches the sea. The urban layout consists of two parts, one isolated on the small hillock of Sant'Angelo, and the other in the plain. The two structures are separated by opposing the Appian Way and Rio Torto, which flows into the waters of the Gulf of Gaeta. Over the stream you can see the polygonal walls of the bridge of San Rocco, which connects the new Appian with the Roman Appia. The main entrance to the old part of the city, dominated by the castle with its high tower, is given by a staircase with Porta Mamurra, also known as della Costa, on which is represented a snake and, on its side, a head of a dog. The two animals were originally used as benefit symbols of Aesculapius, the inventor of medicine. The dog, being vigilant, represents the essential dowry to prevent diseases, while the snake, constantly changing skin, depicts the life. The cult of Aesculapius, son of Apollo, was introduced in Rome at the end of the 3rd century before Christ. Only in the late Roman or medieval age the two symbols were placed in defense of the gateway to the fortress. The suburb has a spiral shape, typical of medieval settlements. Houses with mullioned windows are perched around the fortress enclosed within the walls. The paths are flying buttresses, stepped and winding like mazes, and arrive until the top of the square of St. Michael the Archangel, with the homonymous church of the Romanesque Gothic style. Next to the collegiate church of Santa Maria Maggiore stands the majestic bell tower, dates back to 1200 in Moorish style, with elements of the Byzantine decoration and a shape that can be connected to the architecture of the matrix of Campania. Of the church, bombed by Anglo-Americans, there are only some ruins. The town, with the fountain, built in the 1810 under the government of Joachim Murat, follows the route of the ancient Appian Way and develops with present constructions, while retaining a core set to the oldest church of the Annunciation, in Italian Santissima Annunziata, of the 14th century, with 3 naves, to which the access is through a porch in Gothic style with 3 pointed arches. The building was expanded in the 18th century and largely rebuilt after the last war. In the locality of St. Andrew, toward Rome, is visible the route of the Appian Way. Its origins are uncertain, but the remains of walls and of the artifacts, arrows, axes, spears, knives, stone, and obsidian, found in the area, testify the existence in pre-Roman times of rural settlements scattered on the mountains and on the hills surrounding. The location of the city is strategically important from the outset. The first core is formed from the 4th century before Christ, after the construction of the Appian Way in 312 before Christ, the main route between Rome and the south. The city was placed under the control of the consular way and becomes an important sorting node among the main routes of the area. The hypotheses about the birth of the name are different. According to some scholars, due to its location along the way, the name derives from the Latin word iter, that means way or journey. Others, instead, link it to Hydrus or water snake, depicted in the municipal coat of arms, symbol of health, and due to a legend of the populations of Amyclae, destroyed by fleeing snakes from the plains below in Itri. The first historical data is the 598 after Christ, when the Greeks, with the help of the fortress of Gaeta, defending the territory, while dates back to 730 the annexation with Formia to the Duchy of Gaeta. In the 872 after Christ, the Cibile I Ipata of Gaeta granted to the Saracens to camp in Itri and on the brambles of Minturne. 10 years later, the same Ipata built the first round tower of the castle, perhaps on an early Lombard castrum, while in the 950 his nephew Marino erected another tower, but taller and square-shaped. Only since the Middle Ages the town developed along the slope of Colle Sant'Angelo, until sloping towards the valley with centralized urban system, first around the circular tower and later at the castle, surrounded by walls and towers, interrupted by towers and doors. In the 12th century, Itri became part of the Duchy of Fondi, under the dominion of the L'Aquila family. Back again to the Duchy of Gaeta in 1191, until the 1234, Frederick II gave the possession to Pietro Caetani, his general captain and vicar in Naples. In the 1440